you better wear your concrete shoes. There's bodies flying. It's just this way at the Dim Carnival.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dim Carnival. I'm Bill.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Ryan.
And this week we're talking about Forgotten Freshness, but before we get to that, Ryan and I received some goodie bags in the mail today.
Oh, snap.
That we finally get our October surprises in February for the Patreon. And it was nice. It was nice to get. It's a nice little package here. You get a cool little challenge coin in a little Hatchet Man embroidered velvet bag that you can pretend you can slip over a tiny little airplane bottle of Crown Royal, perhaps.
Right.
This
little velvety bag is dope, man.
The bag is very cool.
Bag's like
Ryan's
the coolest
put all
thing.
its weed in it.
Probably can put my dice in it, actually. I got a nice purple dice set that'll look great with this.
And it comes with a DVD. The goodie bag had a DVD, Insane Clown Posse Historical Tours.
It's it's from the stream, from the October stream.
Sure. But it also has some bonus footage of a Joe Myers Show 1, which was filmed at the Psychopathic Oak Park office. And then a Big Silva documentary, this 28 minutes, a day in the life of look at Big Silva, a 150 plus pound ball of duct tape as he's living his best life.
Yes, the duct tape. Here we learned about this massive roll of duct tape.
And then we got 2 CDs. The first CD is ICP's House Party Peep Show, which Ryan, you can tell us about.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's got, I think, 6 tracks on it. I don't even remember all the tracks, and I think over the course of the month, Violent J kept adding more stuff and saying, we're going to put that on, we're going to put that on, we're going to put that on. So I think it was originally only supposed to be 3 tracks, the 3 that that the fans voted on during that one stream. But it ended up having a bunch of other shit on it.
What stream would that be?
There was a special stream in October where the ICP and Shags sat down and built out songs using voting from the viewers of the stream. So they would do like play 3 beats, and then people would vote on which beat they want to do, and then they would pick a theme, and they would give options of themes, and then the people would vote, and then let's pick a style or whatever of rap.
Nice.
And so you kind of cobble together, 3 different songs from all these beats. And so that's what we get. But then there's a bunch of extra shit too. And I wish there was a track list because I don't remember. I'll have to go back and watch the stream or whatever.
Oh, you listen to this and you enjoy it?
Oh, it's super fun, man. Especially I remember the one is the Blob. And so I've been looking forward to listening to the Blob. And he did it, he did the things that you would probably expect. But he did it in a different way as well. And it wasn't how I expected it, But it came out really good. So yeah, I like the record.
And then the other CD we got is the Yum Yum Lure EP, which is the build up to the next Joker's card, and it's an 8-track CD, 8-track EP here, and the versions that we got have a very special limited edition shiny embossed cover that is hand numbered, and it's got to be not hand signed.
It's definitely hand signed.
Is it?
Yeah, they're hand signed, homie.
Oh, because I thought like at first I very gingerly ran my finger over it and I was like, oh, I think these are hand signed, and then I looked at it closer and I was like, there's no way Shaggy 2 Dope wrote his signature that good that many times.
Well,
because mine, what number is on your CD, Ryan?
53.
My CD is numbered 1435.
I mean, the ink is textured on there. You know, I mean, obviously it's printed, so it's gonna have a texture. But Carnival Spirits, I think they reposted what's his name, Scotty Two Balls.
Scotty,
Took a picture of his stuff, and he's got like 700 something, as well, way high number. And Shag's signature, it looks great still, but it doesn't look as good as mine.
Oh, nice. All right, cool.
So I don't know, man. I think they're signed.
But what I love about this CD, honestly, is how much of a fucking classic ICP product this is. A classic psychopathic product because it has so many goddamn ads for ICP stuff
All
inside
ads.
it. You have to go through these. So inside the embossed cover, which is separate from the actual liner notes, which aren't liner notes, is an ad for psychopathic merch, psychopathicmerch.com, for all your everyday ICP, and coming soon, the ICP Chris Hansen collab collection. And then an ad for the Psychopathic Vault, psychopathicvault.com, for all rare collectibles and exclusive merch drops. So you've got a website for your everyday ICP merch needs, but then you got a site for the special merch needs. Your Sunday merch need. And then you've got Yum Yum Lure liner notes, which has a nice foil silhouette cover. It's got the same two ads on the inside, and then it's got an ad for the Patreon, which is funny because you had to be part of Patreon to get this limited edition. But I get that not everyone is on here. Also, how long are they planning to keep this Patreon going? Another couple years? Because they got an ad for it inside their EP here. Although it does say like you're gonna like have access to all previous shows, and then it lists all of the October and December shows that you get for only $66.50 a month. Then we've got an ad for the clown heads, and the first clown head is coming January 2021 to psychopathicvault.com. Of course, these are the hand painted clown paintings that will be painted by Violent J and then also painted by Shaggy Two Dope, and there are going to be 13, I believe, different clown heads, and that each one comes with each print of the clown head comes with an authentic bag of dirt from Pricker Pond or whatever.
Picker Forest, dude. Picker Forest. They're going to go steal dirt from Picker Forest and put it in Ziploc bags.
And then they're eventually going to compile all of those clown heads into a coffee table book, very nicely bound, rich mahogany leather.
Wait, Bill. I don't have that ad. I have a different ad.
Oh, you don't have the ad for the clown heads?
Right. My third panel inside mine is for the custom clown clips, personalized video clip service.
We'll get there. We will get there. I have an ad for Frothy Whoop Dub.
Okay, I got that one.
Now you don't have that one?
No, I do have that one. Oh, you're on the back side here. Okay, yeah, here's the clown heads one.
Right to your front door. 3 frothy fucking flavors. You got Punk Slap, Blue Balls, and the tragically named Ned and Wet. And these are craft beers.
Bill, are you just... I mean,
what?
These were at Juggalo Weekend. It was like a big thing.
I know, but I did not pay attention to the fact that they're named Ned and Wet, because I don't drink, so why would I look at the beers they have? So there's the last panel on the inside is Yum Yum Bedlam. A look at the color scheme of
that you're going to say advertisement for the EP.
Yes. The EP you're now holding, get it now at all stores. And that's coming soon, of course. And then really the centerpiece of this entire endeavor is customclownclips.com. Personalized video clips by Insane Clown Posse. Hey guys, do you like Cameo? Well, we did our own Cameo. We're not putting our shit on Cameo. We're giving you straight up all the versions of ICP if you want personalized video clips at specifically different price points.
So in other words, the entire booklet, except for the cover and the back when it's closed, is ads.
Yes.
6 out of 8.
All videos will be made and returned to your whiny bitch ass within 6 fucking days. Now that's a turnaround that they can guarantee. So you want to talk about these price breakdowns real quick?
Oh, I mean, if you want to.
Get-
They
you
have
can
some
get
pretty
back to
entertaining videos
Yeah.
that the clowns have put out to advertise these.
You can get a video from Violent J or Shaggy 2 Dope. Those are each $135.
What the
However,
fuck?
if you want a video from the Insane Clown Posse as a collective, you get it for the low price of much more than the individual prices of the two clowns. You get that for $350 because they got to pay for gas to drive to each other's houses.
Yeah, they got to get together, man. That costs money.
You can get a video from Big Baby Sweets for $200 or from Sugar Bear for $200 because it's not cheap to put those hats on, guys. You can get a video from Big Baby Chips with Hack Benjamin for $200. So Violent J will put a cowboy hat on and yank Jump Steady into the room for $200. Sugar Wolf is also $200. Florida Joe is $200, and that is a person I'm not familiar with, but it appears to be Violent J. Are you familiar with Florida Joe, Ryan?
Oh, you guys are come and talk like
Oh,
this
it's
when you
not
go to get a
Florida
bar.
Oh, no, that's great. Now we know what we're getting Steve for his birthday. A $200 video ramble. You can get Guido and 3D for $350. Same price as Insane Clown Posse. Hopefully they'll be wearing the tuxedos. And the most expensive single person in all of this, Moon Glory. $300 if you want the Moon Glory screen.
Right. It's big. Gotta pay the big bucks.
How long are these videos?
I'm going to guess 30 seconds or less.
Yeah.
This just, what the fuck? Like, god damn.
Now,
That's-
honestly, I think that if you have been subscribed to Patreon for 2 months or more, you should get one video grid. That's my opinion. But enough of that. I haven't listened to Yum Yum Lure yet. Have you listened to it, Ryan?
Yep. Listen to the whole thing.
How is it?
It's fucking good, man. I'm into it.
Nice. Looking forward to it.
I was really surprised by a couple tracks.
Oh, nice. And this is already on iTunes, so you can get it on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify. It's on all the things. You can listen to it right now. But what we're listening to right now is the second 5 tracks off of Forgotten Freshness Volume 4. So the first one we're going to talk about is Madhouse featuring Tech 9. And if you haven't taken a listen to Madhouse, take a listen right now.
Cause I hold the key to unlock this madhouse. So many dimensions in my encephal. These levels are dense and devil. Ain't been alright since the ghetto. Better wait till my temper settle. Cause my mind is a madhouse. The 9 finna spaz out. Player haters don't throw stones.
This is a pretty good song, guys.
Oh, I love it.
Agree.
All right.
That's good.
Well, the next track we're going to talk about is Madhouse is really good. Very, very solid album. Solid track here, guys. Solid album.
Okay, Tech 9. This is Tech
Very
9.
talented.
This is Tech 9. This I went back and checked, and this is the second only Tech 9 track that includes Tech 9 that we have covered.
Yeah, it was on the Green Book.
First one was on the Green Book.
Yeah, and thus marks the 2 Tech 9 tracks I have paid attention to.
So here's the weird thing is that the only Tech 9 track that I had ever heard, the only verse, I don't think I'd ever heard a verse from him, was on the Anthem. And Tech 9, and so that's the only verse that I had heard from him, and his delivery in that track or that verse is very different, especially, from just looking at these two. So I don't know how much that is reflective or representative of his style. And I just thought that was interesting because he's like really choppy on the Anthem verse, but on this track he's a lot more, I guess, smooth. I don't know how to describe it.
From what I understand, Tech 9 really likes to mix it up. Like he's not really a slave to one specific style. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
Man,
I really,
you know who did a lot of styles was MF Doom. That guy was fucking incredible.
yeah, I didn't listen to a lot of Doom, but the stuff I did listen to, I loved it. Earth People, love that track. The really weird shit.
Yeah, he has a weird track with De La Soul, and it's so fucking good. And goddamn, Pasta Noose is underrated. Anyway. Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. No, yeah, no, it's with Taylor. Sorry, I got myself mixed up because I've been listening to like a lot of Black Alicious too, so I got confused briefly. So, all right, sorry, I cut you off.
Well, I was just saying that I really love the music on this track. Like right away, the music starts and it's this kind of, it's got that arcadey kind of Space Invader sound or whatever.
Yeah,
really cool.
Yeah, this song's been was in heavy rotation for me back in the day listening. I really loved this song. Had no idea who Tech Nine was other than just knowing that he was on one of the songs on Green Book. But I like you said, the music is so cool, and the way like everyone really like the way they flow. I feel like Violent Chase sounds really stressed out. And I like it when he has like that stressed out sound when he's rapping. Yeah. And Shaggy's verse was pretty great, other than like he just really unnecessary F drop, you know.
Yeah, right.
Outside of that, like everything was really cool. Like I love like the content, and he's like, I'm not going mad, it's this house, and he's like, that's the name of the song. I just always really dug this song, and the fact that it just, like you said too, like it's just like it's got a really mellow flow to it, and lots of things that make me chuckle throughout the song.
So I feel that, you know, a completely unnecessary and really unfortunate homophobic slur aside, I feel like this is like an absolutely like signature trademark Shaggy 2 Dope verse, in the sense of like, so we've talked a lot about Shaggy's ability as a rapper. And we've talked a lot about how sometimes he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. But for some reason, like it all comes together in this verse. And I feel like this is one of those verses where like Shaggy fucking around and just being Shaggy creates something that's like really cool, like on a like almost like on an ODB type level of like, whoa, what's this fucking guy doing? You know, like. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
Like there's certain rappers that like sometimes their flow is like so wild and like fucked up that it like rappers appreciate it, you know? Like I feel like this is like the Shaggy verse of like, even when he does shit that doesn't sound good, it sounds good.
I always feel like Shaggy's rhymes a lot of times, especially like in a song like this, sounds like someone falling downstairs. Like he's like stumbling into the rhyme, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like in a lot of songs, it doesn't really work very well. And so it's kind of like someone like pretend falling, and you're just kind of like, and then all of a sudden they really fall down a set of stairs, and you're like, holy shit, that's funny. And that's what this kind of reminds me of. Like it's one of those rare moments where you're like, oh my God, like that actually worked. That bit worked, kind of a thing. And
I'm really glad you said that, Bill, because when I was listening to it, I was having this feeling that you're describing, but it was making me think of another song, where that was similar, and I couldn't think of what it was, and I couldn't think of it, so I just let it go. But now that you said it, I thought about it some more, and the same thing for me happens in Entity, off Man's Myth. Both songs have a really cool premise. Both songs start with
Shaggy's haunted in both of them.
Really strong verses from, and then Shaggy comes in falling down the stairs, you know, and it's a whole different vibe. And I actually kind of really appreciate it, you know, because maybe I would have got tired of it if it was too much of the same, you know. It kind of mixes it up.
This song is very similar to that song.
It's very similar.
All around. But like, so two specific things about Shaggy's verses that I love are like, how in the fuck did I walk up the stairs? It's so fucking how I ended up down here.
That's some scary shit to me, man.
Yeah, totally. And then the other thing is, he feels a lady fidgeting his nuts, and he skeets. But then he's like, he comes to and he's like, I'm sitting with my pants around my ankles, dry humping my hand. So like, that to me is like, it's obviously funny, but it's also like another scary thing, and also like something that might be in a horror movie of like, oh, I'm going crazy, I think this lady's here, but it's just myself introducing myself.
I was thinking, it does. I think Tech Nine mentions strange. There's a notation. The strange and psychopathic homie. This is not Disney. And I was thinking of the homie Jiggles a couple weeks ago talking about strange music and how this is kind of like the beginning of that collaboration era. So I just thought that was kind of cool. And it definitely feels like there is that kind of odd feeling or air on this track for me. So I really dug it.
Mm-hmm. Great way to kick off the week, considering how horribly the last week ended.
Yeah. Which is the one of them ends up in the TV set in the show, Violent J, right? At the end of his verse, he realizes that he's become part of the show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Made me think of Stay Tuned. You guys seen Stay Tuned?
Yes, of course.
Tremendous flick. Love that movie. It's very, very good. Highly recommend it.
Which was later remade into a movie called Click, starring Adam Sandler.
I never saw Click, but
it's later remade into a movie called Mom and Dad Save the World.
Mom and Dad Save the World is also excellent.
Later remade into a movie called My Stepmother is an Alien.
Which
was later remade into a movie called Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Much better.
Which was later made into a movie called Adventures in Babysitting.
Best movie you've named so far.
It's true. It's so good.
Have you seen any of those movies, Steve?
No.
I saw Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead and Adventures of Babysitting. I'm familiar with some of those other 80 movies, like Mom and Dad Save the World. I never watched it, but I'm familiar with what the cover looks like from being at a video store.
Did you guys know? I don't know if I didn't look this up to double check it, but that I read that Vincent D'Onofrio filmed Full Metal Jacket and Adventures in Babysitting in the same year.
That's crazy. Oh my god. He's Thor in Adventures in Babysitting. And he's Private Pile in Full Metal Jacket. That doesn't make any sense.
Isn't that wild?
It doesn't make any sense. What you said is categorically insane.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Hey.
Is it me? Fisk, man. Okay, the other thing that I have, the other question. Yeah, great call. I believe that I hear Isham and Blaze Your Dead Homie on this chorus.
Probably, yeah.
I don't see him credited, but I feel like I have listened enough to recognize those voices. So I'm going to go ahead and state that I believe that is the case.
I did want to. Yeah, I'm not sure. I do have in my notes that I really like the course. One of the rare psychopathic courses that is good.
It's true, yeah. Well said. Well said. And before we move on to the next track, I want to say, Ryan, I don't know if you'll back me up here, but between Adventures in Babysitting and The Karate Kid, I don't know whether there's ever been anyone more attractive in film than Elizabeth Shue.
We were talking about that at work the other day. One of my coworkers asked me, "What was your first? What's the first like celebrity crush you could think of that you had?" And it took me. It took me 2 seconds, and I was like, two beats. I thought about it. I was like, "Oh, it's definitely Karate Kid." Yeah, Elizabeth Shue, Karate Kid, first crush. Dope.
Mine was the lady who played on the Fall Guy.
Yeah. Oh man, I love the Fall Guy.
That was a great show. Holy crap.
We're very old, everyone.
Hey. Elizabeth Shue's still mad hot, so.
Yeah.
We've all seen Cobra Kai. Heather Thomas is the name of that woman.
Heather Thomas is beautiful. Yeah. Wow, that lady's
Heather
beautiful.
Heather Thomas. Yeah.
And I think she went by Jodie on the show, but yeah.
And she was in Zapped, which is another movie that Ryan would love.
Zapped is very rapey. It's a whole movie.
Well, it was made in the early '80s, and it's a comedy, so I wouldn't have rape.
Hey, bring it all the way home because it's Chachi. Chachi's a rapist. Yeah. Hey, everybody, he's got telekinesis, and now he rapes with it, which is actually what it's commentary on masculinity.
Stephen, she was named Jodie in 111 episodes of The Fall Guy.
I just remember that poster and the pink bikini. Huh.
All right. Gonna need to take a 20% offer there, bud. Actually, so it's really hilarious.
But it feels so right.
That when you Google Heather Thomas, the first suggestion is Heather Thomas poster.
It was like the quintessential 80s poster. At least it was.
Yeah,
to
like
me.
the Farrah Fawcett poster.
Uh-huh.
There's a few of them.
All right, well, we'll leave you all to Google that. In the meantime, well, how appropriate. The next song we're talking about is called Feels So Right. So if you haven't taken a listen, Google Heather Thomas right now. And we're back. Feels So Right was apparently, according to the liner notes, according to Mushy Mustard Transcriber, this was supposed to be on Hell's Pit, but the music wasn't completely finished at the time Hell's Pit was released, which seems like a good reason to not include something on an album. So Mike P put in the guitars, and now and finished, and they finished off the production, and then they included it on Forgotten Freshness Volume 4. This is some of the wicked shit, guys. This is a very slow dirge of a song that's very sinister.
It's bad.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's just like there's not a lot to it.
It's like one of my favorite songs. It's probably my favorite song this week, you guys.
I think I have zero problems with this song. I think it's solid. I think that it is interesting in that, like, this is one of those ones where, of course, I pay attention to this, where Violent J makes a point to say that he's Violent J committing these acts. So that's an interesting wrinkle for me. But yeah, no, I thought it was I thought that it was very effective at setting the tone that they're trying to set and going for it. Yeah. I'll turn it over to y'all.
All right. First thing out of the gate is that bass guitar. It's like your first Fender jazz bass, and it sounds, there's just this like kind of lo-fi quality to the whole audio recording that I really like. And one thing is, you mentioned, the first thing that I want to say is that the thing it really makes me think of, or the reason why I feel like it really didn't make it onto the album, is because it's so similar to Hell's Forecast.
Yeah. Which also didn't make it onto the album.
Right. I mean, but it's like, it's too close to that. You know, it's basically, to me, it feels like they're interchangeable kind of songs. But I just really love the kind of, what it made me think of is when you have talented people who aren't trained. Like, I feel like Violent J's talent pulls through what feels like, or what might be dismissed as like not a well-made song. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
Because it feels unfinished. Like Mushy Mustard Transcriber says that, you know, the music wasn't finished or whatever. I don't think they intended it for it to be this kind of lo-fi quality, but all of it together makes it feel, to me, I feel like I can feel Violent J's talent, and I can feel that he's like self-taught. And that made me really appreciate it, beyond just, I dig all of the imagery that he evokes, you know, right out of the gate, like that he's a gargoyle up in a tree, you know, and he sleeps with the bats and they tell him secrets and stuff. Like, I thought all that, I thought it was really cool, real spooky. Yeah, it's real slow. I really dug it.
Yeah, that's cool that you guys liked it. I absolutely do not like this song. And it's funny because I actually pointed out there wasn't, like, I said this song's awful. I was like, not from anything that they say in the song. Like, nothing stands out to me being like, that's fucked up or anything like that. It was just like
boring.
It was boring. Yeah, that was actually an underlining thing. I said that it sounded like a really bad Marilyn Manson song,
Mm.
and I hate Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Like I've never been a Marilyn Manson, except for the song "Beautiful People," and that's more of a anecdotal song that I like because it's fun with some friends that I used to work with. So outside of that, like I just Marilyn Manson's awful, and this sounds like a bad Marilyn Manson song.
This is like a better rock song than any of the rock songs on Mutant.
No, I liked stuff off Mute. Remember?
Listen.
Yeah, I don't think it's better.
Yeah.
I don't
No
think
one liked it better than me, if you'll recall, Steve.
I do recall that, but I didn't hate Mutant. That was Ryan.
Yeah,
All right.
I hate Mutant. Yeah, no, I definitely think that Mutant is better than this.
I don't know why that's funny after you just said you like this song. And
My
you're still
favorite
like,
part-
no, it's still not as good as Mutant.
I mean, like in terms of
Honestly,
like
an album I
rock,
hated.
in terms of like rock, you know,
Yeah.
rocking out, making a talented
honestly,
rock and roll song.
Honestly, my favorite part of this song, Feels So Right, is that it's a song about a guy like being so consumed with like causing pain and doing murder and being evil that like he goes on he goes on like a stab rampage in a park trying to kill joggers and gets gunned down by the cops. But like the fact that he gets murdered, the fact that he gets killed, like killing people, is just like tossed off in one line that's like oblique, so that like it, and it's like the death by cop thing is like culminates like everything that feels right to him. Like it's what he was going for, basically.
Yeah.
And I just like that, like the resolution of this song is just tossed off on like one line in the outro. I appreciate that about the song, because these guys aren't often known for their subtlety, I will say.
Do you guys think that Violent J has listened to Dead Man's Bones?
Well, I don't know what that is, so
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, okay, sorry. Dead Man's Bones is the band that Ryan Gosling was in.
Is Ryan Gosling that actor?
Ryan Gosling,
yes.
the actor.
No,
yeah.
the other Ryan Gosling. No, Ryan Gosling, the goose.
Okay, that makes sense.
I should know this. I don't know too much about the band. I'm not a Ryan Gosling fan. I'm actually not a fan of Dead Man's Bones, to be honest. I don't have the record or anything, but I've listened to a couple of tracks.
I'm so much not a fan, I've never heard of them, so.
Well, the one song that I am familiar with, which was put onto a mixtape for me, which is how I found out about this, years and years ago, is a song called "My Body's a Zombie for You," and I think that song's absolutely incredible. They recorded this album live with a children's choir accompanying them, and they even did a live video of a recording of one of their tracks, and they have all the kids dressed up in Halloween costumes up on the stage. It looks really good. But anyways, Ryan Gosling, from 3 or 4 tracks of his that I've listened to, he's extremely talented individual, obviously. Plays the piano, sings, plays the piano and sings at the same time, which I can tell you is very hard to do.
Saved jazz.
Was he a movie star back then?
Yeah. So this is 2012, I think, is when this album came out.
2009.
2009?
Yeah, actually, Steve, Ryan Gosling had already been nominated for an Oscar before this album came out.
Yeah. And since they record it live, and they're not, as far as I know, professionally trained musicians, they're just extremely talented people. You get this incredibly warm, genuine experience that makes me feel as a listener a little bit closer to the artist.
Feels so right.
But I wonder if
Ryan,
Violent J
so
would
why
really
did
like
you
listening
want
to them.
So this song reminds you of that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's like a person that when you can feel their talent, right? Like you can see their talent that is exceeding their ability. And when that's good, that's a fucking rad. And so that's kind of what I was thinking when I was listening to this Feels So Good.
Interesting. Well, now I've got something new to listen to.
You're going to love it, Bill. Guarantee.
Okay. I believe you. shall we move on to the next track, or is there anything else to say here? All right, we're going to talk about Homies, the Mikey Clark remix. So if you haven't listened, take a listen right now.
Me and my homies stay tight like a noose, and if you step to one of us, you better step to the whole crew. I never knew that I could depend, that I can have some friends that's down to the very end. Well, that's my homeboys, excuse me, my family, and when we conquer the world, we macking on the galaxy.
Boy, is this a different feel. Like, I think this was the first track I seeked out on this CD when it was released, because I was so excited that Mikey Clark was coming back. This is the first track that he had done with the band since Jekyll Brothers, I believe. And of course I loved Homies already from Shangri-La. So I seeked it out back then. And it was absolutely not what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. It wasn't this, but, I feel that this is a super good track, a super good version of Homies. And I feel like it's very similar to both versions of Chicken Huntin', where it's like completely different feel, completely different vibe, two completely different songs using the same like vocal tracks, both totally good songs. That's my perspective on this.
I listened to it, and then the first note that I wrote is better, but no thanks.
Oh, you like it better than the original Homies?
No, I don't like it better. I think it's better. I think it is better, but I don't like it better.
Oh. Okay.
Like, it's more rockin'. Just made it more rockin'. But like, why? Why would you? It's not. It doesn't fit.
I think it's. I don't think it's more rockin'. I think it's more of a groove, because the like it's got this bass groove that's like propelling you through this song.
I guess that's what I mean. Is like a traditional.
It's
rock,
more straight
rock groove.
I felt like it really made Jay's verses have more feeling to them in a way. Like I don't know, like it made, like, I don't know, it's not, I don't know, maybe that's not the right way. I don't know, like it felt like
it's less frivolous.
Yeah, like, I mean, I really love, the original song, obviously, and I didn't, like, when I first listened to it, I had to like throw out what was going in my head, because my first reaction was, I just listened to Feel So Right, and I felt like this song almost had, and I hated that song, or I didn't like it very much, and so
these tracks shouldn't have been back to back, I will say that.
Yeah, so I had to stop, because then I had to like logically say, okay, first off, you can't do a remix of Homies and it sound anything remotely like the original, because that like defeats the entire purpose of doing a remake, you know what I mean, or a remix. And so I was like, so what would you do? And that's such a happy song, and this remix is not a happy sounding remix. And it's funny, like, I ended up liking it in that, like, I felt like there was this weird juxtaposition between like the lyrical content and the depressing sounding music in a way.
Totally agree.
And so I ended up enjoying the song a lot more than my initial gut reaction to the song. And but I had to like explain it to myself why. They did change up the chorus some.
Mm-hmm.
And it just cracked me up because of what they say, down by law. And I was just like, really? Like, why? But what law are they talking about? Like, it's like, anyways, but overall, I was just, what did I say? But it was a fun song, and now it's not a fun song. And anytime like there's an ICP song that's fun, that usually draws me to it a lot, and the love. And so, to have that taken away, was just like a visceral reaction at first, but it's not a bad song. I wouldn't say it's better.
I certainly don't like it better than the original.
Yeah. I think it's a very, very good remix, though, and I think that if you're, I don't know what you would do different. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like I was saying, like it certainly wasn't anything that I would have expected. And I don't know what I would have expected. Like Mike Clark's first song back with them in years and years. Like, I don't know what I did expect. It wasn't this, but now listening to it in 2021, it's like is a good song. I would rather listen to the original Homies any day, unless I was bored of the original Homies or whatever, or wanted to mix it up. But like I don't prefer it to the original version, but it's by no means a bad.
I wonder if they were just like, well, let's let Mikey Clark's coming back. Let's let him remake Homies. Let's let him do it so that we could have it.
I think what's kind of disappointing to me a little bit is that it would have been something that can't happen is to what would it have been like had Mikey Clark created Homies from the get-go. So it was a song that didn't exist. Would it have been a happy-go-lucky sounding song from the start, or would he have like I don't know like how they do the lyrics and the music, like does someone like create songs and they write lyrics to it, or did they like go to someone and be like, hey, I got these lyrics about us being homies, make a beat to it? Like, I don't know how that works. So I was just kind of curious as to what his take would be on Homies had he actually created it. Would it be a hybrid of him hearing lyrics like that and making his version of a happy song? Would it be like more carnival-y, dark but happy? I don't know.
Well, to go with your point, Steve, I feel like it feels disjointed or it feels clunky to me, Violent J's verses and Shaggy's verses. But the Twisted verse, to me, works really well. And the timing of their delivery matches up better with the music, and their tone and kind of groove matches better with the groove of the guitar. So for that part of it works for me. And I like the chorus too, the way that they changed it. I think that's kind of fun, but it just doesn't match the tone, I think, is kind of how I'm interpreting what you're saying. And I like the more whimsical Homies. That's what I think of when that, maybe it's just because I listened to that first, but that's what I think of. So
for sure. Is it, I honestly can't remember. Is it this track, or is it a different track this week that has an outtake of Shaggy's We Belong verse at the end of it?
I don't know.
Well, regardless, there's a standalone snippet of Shaggy doing verses for We Belong and fucking up the last words and laughing about it, and it's very, very charming. That's all. All right, let's talk about Stale. And if you haven't taken a listen right now.
You a fucking penny pincher, I never give an inch. Short arms and deep pockets, be sure to lock it. Real special, you won't go driving through our neighborhood, you fucking.
I think this is probably my least favorite track of the week.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a lot of unsavory lyrics here. A lot of very, just in terms of like typical rap stuff, like talking about like lack of masculinity makes you whack or whatever. I don't know.
That's so funny to me when it's like, oh, this person is fucking they're getting laid by everybody. They're fucking everybody in town, and rightfully describing themselves as pimping, obviously. So what are you hating, Shags? What are you not picking up in this scenario? How can you not, calculate this equation? Playing both sides, man, getting double the numbers. I think he's selling himself short.
I like how they screams stale.
Yeah.
That's a pretty impressive scream.
Mm-hmm. That part's good.
I like how they say talking poop.
It's true.
Well, it's just a funny line with
it is.
So much fucked up stuff, and then just like talking poop.
I think I listened to this track a few times through before I realized that there actually was a verse. Because so much of the song is comprised by the hook repeating or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a 3.5 minute song, but it's only a 2-minute song. It's like almost half of it is just the repeating.
So fresh because I won't have stress.
So one of the last things he says is you covered up your Joker card tattoo.
Yeah.
Which is pretty stale. I mean, I don't know. But there was a time when I stopped. What it made me think of is when I stopped listening to ICP. And if I hadn't,
you were the stale.
Well, I became
we
the
all
stale.
the stale.
Well, what I realized, what I feel like is, the reason why I stopped listening to ICP, honestly, is because I was embarrassed to be associated with it. And I don't think ICP was ready for me to be their fan yet. And I'm actually really glad that I stopped listening when I did. Because if I had listened on into, Supervillains, if I had made it to that record, I would have never picked up another ICP record. I just can't imagine. I'd have such a huge wall built up.
Yeah, for sure.
To avoid wanting to ever, I would never want to do this project. It never would have come that far. And so I'm actually really glad that I stopped listening when I did, and I'm able to go back now and listen to it. And ICP they don't want you to be stale, they want you to be fresh. So if you want them to like you, you better be fresh. And that's what this song's all about.
Well said. Beautiful. All right, let's talk about the last track this week, huh? This last track is called Bodies Fly by Insane Clown Posse. If you haven't taken a listen, take a listen right now.
People shooting up like bottle rockets, nothing can stop them. You're staring at the floor, catching all the pieces dropping, and it's bloody, bloody, bloody. It ain't funny when it rains on everybody, body, body, and your body's fucking. Bodies flying to the sky and explode. People flying to the sky and explode.
This track produced by Isham. This is another one that was supposed to be on Hell's Pit, but wasn't. And I think this is probably my favorite track of the week. I know it's Steve's
by
favorite
far.
track of the week.
Yeah, by far.
It's really, really
song
good.
Is incredible.
This song's
what a
better
fucking
than
concept.
any song on Hell's Pit. I don't understand how it wasn't on Hell's Pit.
That is accurate.
So good.
Yeah.
The chorus rules. Just because, the chorus would rule even if it didn't have the, but it does have the sound of people flying into the sky and exploding.
Yes. The
What a
scream
fucking
boom is amazing.
Dude, the concept of this song is so fucking horrifying and also hilarious. It's just, I don't know, for whatever reason I think about what it makes me think of is there's one of the Jackass movies, the ending is all of them getting killed as old men, and I just imagine them all flying off into the air and just blowing up or flying into the side of a building or whatever. This is such a fun and awesome song. The music is great. It's just, there's nothing to not like about this song.
Yeah. It's got everything in it. It's short.
Everything you want in a song. Short.
Yeah. It's just it's actually got a good chorus. Sound effects. And just put your hands in the air. They never do put your hands in the air in their songs.
Right.
Well, except for the Oddities theme. Hands like this. Hands like this.
Okay. But
No, I know. No. It's different.
Yeah. I just don't care that it's fucking raining
blood everywhere.
It's just great. There's so much happens in this 2-minute and 30-second song as well, and just every line is almost brilliant in it. And like I said, was another heavy rotation song for me for a very long time. It would be if I just wanted to hear a couple songs, this would be a song I would find and start with. And I wasn't joking last week when I was top 10 all-time songs for me personally for ICP. I fucking loved. For years I've loved this song.
It's so effective in a horror movie when someone just explodes. It happens in so many horror movies, and every time it does, it's really affecting because it's affecting, but also it's one of the most horrifying things you can imagine of just suddenly exploding. That's, no one wants that. But I feel the concept of this song would make such a fucking crazy, okay. I feel the concept of this song would make a great horror movie, a Blumhouse horror movie.
Sure.
But man, imagine how fucking good Bird Box would be if the reason you couldn't go outside is you fly into the sky and explode. Like, we can't go outside, because if you go outside, you fly into the sky and explode.
And then the blood rains all over the road.
Okay, so I just really love, like, all of the flying in the air and exploding part. They could have made the whole song just about that. But they really want to make sure that you understand that the blood rain is also a really important part of this. It's just as important, if not more important, than the bodies flying and exploding. And that is like the sweet and the savory together, or whatever, you know. It's the peanut butter and the jelly that makes this song so great.
Also, the fact that it's hell, so Violent J has a Freddy Krueger phone that bites his ear off.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, everything's fucked up. That's what I was saying. Like, so much happens in 2 minutes. Because he's like, because the song is about Violent J's first day in hell, and he's unprepared for the fact that people fly into the sky and explode, and he feels the blood on himself and starts barfing.
Yeah, man. It's good.
Kevin, get a plate.
I love the way they just sing Bodies Fly. I don't know, like, who that is. I don't know if that's just them, or and if it's like pitch corrected, or
Sean is producer on this track, and he has a writing credit, so could be part of him.
I'm so happy you guys like this song, because I was looking.
There's nothing not to like. It's
so
it's a flawless song.
Yeah, great. It's a great concept. It's right in their wheelhouse. It's so well done.
There's nothing to take exception to with this song.
It's like you said, it's everything that you need. It's everything that you're looking for in an ICP
It's as
track.
close to an unobjectionable song as ICP gets.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's about people exploding in hell.
I wanted to agree with you with going back to when you said there's like almost nothing more horrifying than the concept and the visual of people exploding, and how effective it is in horror movies and stuff. Like, I've been playing The Last of Us 2, and there's a couple different times things like either you explode if you accidentally hit a tripwire that you can't see, and I about near shit my pants the other night, like sitting there crawling super slow, like, where's the box? I threw a brick and it didn't blow up, and I was like, okay, but there's, like, logically there should be something, and I was like, oh fuck. And then there's another, like, monster that, like, you're fighting, and then all of a sudden it's got all these eyes and it explodes, and it, like, so yeah. That game's scary. I didn't remember it being scary. I remember it being heart-wrenching. I don't remember it being scary. Sorry.
No, it's great. And then later, Steve shit his pants for an unrelated reason.
Well, sometimes you just gotta shit your britches.
Mm-hmm. Keeps you honest.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Guys, these 5 tracks were so much better than the first 5 tracks.
Yeah. Sure.
What a lovely treat for ourselves.
Yeah, fun week. Super fun.
Yeah. So let's hope this train keeps rolling. Next week we're going to talk about the next 5 tracks, which are Wicked Rapper's Delight, Panties. Oh, that's probably not going to be great to listen to. If You Can't Beat 'Em, Join 'Em, Nobody Move, and Yours Begins Tonight. And I just remembered what Panties is about. So listen to those 5 tracks. It's tracks 11 through 15 on Forgotten Freshness Volume 4. And thanks to everybody for everything. Any final thoughts this week, guys? Okay.
Fun. Yeah. Fun week.
Yeah, it's great. It's good shit. So thanks to everybody for listening. Check us out on all social media at Dim Carnival. Check out our YouTube page. Leave us a review on iTunes, 5 stars. That's it. Send us an email at dimcarnival@gmail.com. And until next week, I'm Bill.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Ryan.
Don't fly into the sky and explode.